The Trump campaign has reportedly finalized their list of the 8 contenders for the VP spot. So the speculation can end, supposedly. They're now actively requesting financial and biographical information on these 8 people to vet them, to make sure that none of them have done anything financially wrong or done anything foul in their personal life, because this ticket has to be spick and span. But anyway, I know, I love that they get vetted, but Trump is immune to literally any of that. So those that are on the list, which we're gonna show you, are not very surprising. But those who aren't on the list, that's a little bit more fun. So here's the list in no particular order, but you can come up with an order that you think applies to this. JD Vance, Doug Burgum, a guy whose name you forget as soon as you finish saying it, Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, Ben Carson, a late addition, Elise Stefanik, not gonna happen, Byron Donalds.
He's there, okay.
He of the Jim Crow revisionist history, and Tom Cotton, who had not been on the list or in the discussions for months, but then he advocated for protesters to be murdered in the streets, and so that shot him up the ranks. So that's your 8. But wait, there are some names that aren't on that list. Marjorie Greene is not on the list. Hey, Marge, thank you for watching. Not on the list, though. You're on our list of viewers. You're not on the list for VP. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. No Carrie Lake. Looks like she was spending all the time in Mar-a-Lago for nothing.
I don't like losers.
Don't like losers, and she is a loser.
She's thirsty. She's always accosting me.
So thirsty.
On the golf course.
I don't trust her. I see her in the video. She's very blurry. I don't trust the blurry.
Yeah, what is
anyway? Vivek Ramaswamy not on the list. I don't even think he's surprised by that. And Kristi Noem is not on the list, which probably fills her with rage. Which means if you're a dog, run for the hills. She's not happy right now.
Or a goat.
So anyway. That's the list. What do you think?
Don't ever forget about the goat. This is great. I mean, look, if I were to, you want to put top 3 on there? Rubio's not getting it. That's just not gonna happen, my guy. Not gonna happen. Carson, not gonna happen. I say Vance, Stefanik, and Cotton. It's not gonna happen for Tim Scott. It's not gonna happen for Donalds. Stefanik is a really good choice. She's been extra heinous lately. She's a woman, so hey. But I don't know. I think Noem could have been on there, but then the whole pew pew, that thing. But I think Cotton's proven himself to be truly disgusting, like true MAGA. He always was horrible, but now it's like, oh, maybe he's like pre-MAGA MAGA. Like he kind of coming into it. And JD Vance has that bootlicking, can get all the hillbillies together and give them a bad name, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I feel a little bit differently. First of all, I'm surprised. Really? Like Katie Britt somewhere is like, damn it, I screwed myself. But like, Elise Stefanik is the only woman on the list, and I don't think she has a chance. To me, I mean, we disagree there, but like, I guess if he wants to be able to say like technically it shows a win, but what is she bringing? What is she doing?
Bring New York.
What is she known for?
She's not
gonna win New York. Like that's
exactly
ridiculous.
But she's a good attack dog. Sorry to interrupt, but I think she's a great attack dog. I
suppose. First of all, to undercut my premise here, you don't think that Donald Trump would love to drop a list like this and then come out with some random pick at the RNC? Like he would love that. He would love that. But if it is this list, I don't think he picks JD Vance because JD Vance is too impressed with himself. I think the Hitler thing sticks. And if I was Donald Trump, I'd be worried that we'd get elected, then JD Vance would have me killed in my sleep. So I don't think that. Doug Burgum, you can't have someone as your VP if you forget who they are. You just can't. Marco Rubio, forget about it.
Yeah.
I think Tom Cotton, if you want someone who'll be the best like colonel in the beginning of like the end of democracy, the rise of fascism,
the
and all
best
that,
Goebbels.
he would happily, the best Goebbels. Byron Donalds, I don't think. I think Tim Scott and Ben Carson, I think have a good chance because neither of them will challenge him. They don't physically have the ability. I think that he's always liked Ben Carson, despite the fact that Ben Carson led him in the 2016 primary very briefly. I think that Tim Scott is still a good choice. He's never gonna try to one up Donald Trump. he won't mind if Trump tries to have him killed by his supporters. Like,
yeah, there's a really tasteless joke in the waiting there, but yes. Yeah, and I disagree. I think Tim Scott's in the too thirsty category.
Yeah,
and
maybe,
I also think he's a black man. Like, it's just, I'm sorry. It's a racist party. Like, come on now.
I think
Tim
that
Scott knows that there's a ceiling, and it ain't Veep. He's not gonna be there. And by the way, he wouldn't be the first black Veep, so that's also fun.
That's true. I could see it though, because yes, it's a deeply racist party, but they like having categories for people who are acceptable because they allow themselves to be put in that category. I think that they would like that. It makes them feel good to be able to put people in those categories.
No, and I think
if they think it would help them with independence.
And I think governability. First of all, I need to just name that John and I are talking about like a second Trump administration, like we're talking about brunch. And I recognize how awful this is, and we will be absolutely, at least I will be on the streets fighting this. This is awful. However,
I'm tired.
If Tim Scott, you're right that like having a minority, having, a woman does help like kind of greenlight the fascistic turn that Trump, God, the like extra fascistic turn that he's gonna take in the second administration to be like, no, it's all cool with me. Is it good with you that we're locking up your community? Yep, all good, right? Like that I think is part of it.
Look, I'm gonna conclude with two things. First, on Elise Stefanik, I can see why he would want to have a woman. Okay, I can see that. First of all, a lot of the election is going to be about the fact that they're rolling back rights for women. He also was found guilty of sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll, and he lost the trial that had to do with him having an affair on Melania. He might want to sort of counterbalance that a little bit by saying like, "Hey, sure, Melania won't stand near me, but this broad will." Like, I can see that being appealing to Trump. I just don't see why it would be Elise Stefanik. There's got to be someone else, and Anna Paulina Luna or something. But the other thing I want to close on.
She's like, he's gonna need someone smart. Like, who on that list is actually smart? Truly, like maybe
JD
Tom
Vance
Cotton,
is conniving.
Right, I think Vance is smart. I think Stefanik is smart. Again, maybe I'm just like, who would I choose? But like, I think Tom Cotton, very dumb, but very, very like, again, Hitlery.
He's down to fash. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.